Hey CDS kids, எல்லாம் எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? How are you all? We are so glad that you guys are here to join us for Sunday School today. Are you guys ready for another exciting week of Sunday School and learning about the Bible and God's love for us? I know I am. Before we start our lesson for today, let us recap last week's lesson. God chose one man, Abram, to be the beginning of a whole new nation that would be called God's people. He told Abram to leave his home and his relatives and begin traveling. Abram took his wife Sarah and his nephew Lot and left his home and began to travel and live in tents. The Lord also told Abram that his name would be great and that the whole world would be blessed through this new nation. Abram believed God and had living faith, the kind of faith that proves it is real by doing actions. Let us start with an opening prayer.
Children, நம்ம கண்களை மூடுவோம். ஏசப்பா, அந்த அருமையான நேரத்துக்காகவும் நன்றி சொல்கிறேன். நாங்கள் கேட்க போகிற கதையை நீ ஆஸ்வதிக்குமாறு ஜெபிக்கிறேன். அப்பா, அந்த கதையை கேட்க மட்டுமில்லை, அது போல் நாங்கள் செய்தக்க எங்களை வழிநடத்துவீராக. டீச்சர்களை தாழ்த்துக்கிறவங்க தாவை நீர் ஆஸ்வதிப்பிறாக. நாங்கள் கவனமாக கதையை கேட்கத்தக்க நீ உதவி செய்வதற்கும் நன்றி செலுத்தி இயேசு கிறிஸ்து நாம் ஜெபிக்கிறேன் எங்கள் ஜீவனுள்ள பிதாவே, ஆமென்.
Next, we are going to have our worship time. Let us all stand and let us worship God. Now we are going to sit back down and we are going to start with our Bible lesson.
நம்ம தொடர்ந்து ஆபிரகாம் கதையை பற்றி நம்ம படிக்க போகிறோம். ஆபிரகாம் எப்படி சரியான வழியை தேர்ந்தெடுத்தாருன்னு நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். கதையை கவனமாக கவனிங்க.
This story opens with Abram, Lot and all of their possessions and livestock located near Bethel. Besides Abram and Lot, there were also others living in the area, Canaanites and Perizzites. Those watching Abram's and Lot's flocks and herds began to quarrel over the resources So Abram decided it was best to divide the groups and move to different places.
Abram, his wife Sarai, and his nephew Lot lived in tents and moved from place to place in the land of Canaan. God had a special plan for Abram and his family to bless the people of the world. Abram had faith in God and went wherever God told him to go. The family set up tents in the area near the city of Hebron.
Abram and his nephew Lot were very wealthy. They each had large flocks and herds, many herdsmen, households, servants, and tents. Every day, the man in charge of the sheep, goats, cattle, and donkeys would lead the flocks and herds to places where they could eat grass and drink water.
There was a problem.
There was not enough grass and water for all of the animals.
It was just too crowded.
Abram's herdsmen thought that Abram should have the best grassland. Lot's herdsmen thought that Lot should have the best grassland. The herdsmen began to quarrel with one another, and as if that wasn't enough, there were also other people living in the area too. Everyone wanted the best. Abram became worried that all of the quarreling might lead to fighting.
He decided that there was one thing to do.
He and Lot will have to live in separate places. Someone was going to have to choose another place to live. Abram was the older man and was the one who had led them out of their home country. It would have been all right for him to have whichever land he wanted.
He could have chosen first and let Lot have whatever was left. But Abram did not choose first. Instead, Abram decided to let Lot choose first.
When Lot looked around, he saw that the Jordan Valley was lush and green. Surely this would be the best place to live. So Lot took his family and all his flocks and moved away from Abram.
Lot made his home in the valley.
There were a lot of bad people in the valley.
Lot had to live near a city called Sodom.
The people of Sodom were very wicked.
Lot must have been sorry that he chose this valley and had to have such bad neighbors that did not want to obey God.
Abram stayed in the dry land of Canaan.
When Abram looked around after Lot left, he saw that the land did not look so lush and green as the Jordan Valley. But Abram did not just think about the green grass. Abram had faith in God. He thought about how God would keep his promises.
The Lord said to Abram after Lot had parted from him, "Look around from where you are, to the north and south, to the east and west. All the land that you see I will give to you and your offspring forever. I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that if anyone could count the dust, then your offspring could be counted. Go, walk through the length and breadth of the land, for I am giving it to you." Genesis 13:14-17.
God continued to bless Abram. Abram must have been happy that he let Lot have the first choice.
Abram and his nephew Lot both prospered while living in the land of Canaan. Their servants began to argue over whose flocks and herds should have the little amount of grass that was available. To solve the problem, Abram told Lot to choose an area for himself and that he, Abram, would take what was left. Lot chose the more fertile land and moved near a place where very bad people lived. Abram began living in a less fertile area, but God blessed him and told him that all of that land would someday belong to his descendants.
சொல்கிறேன். அப்போ நம்ம கண்களை மூடுவோம். டீச்சர் சொல்கிற மாரி நீங்கள் கூட சொல்லுங்கள். ஏசப்பா, இன்றைக்கி நாங்கள் கேட்ட கதையில் ஆபிரகாம் சரியான பாதையை எடுத்தார். அதுபோல் நாங்களும் சரியான பாதையில் நடக்க எங்களுக்கு உதவி செய்யுங்க. இதெல்லாம் இயேசு கிறிஸ்து நாமத்தில் கேட்டு ஜெபிக்கிறோம். ஆமென்.
Thank you so much, kids, for joining us. We love you, we miss you, and we will see you next week.